The year is 2205. The America my great-grandparents lived in is not the global superpower it once was. Before the dawn of the Shadow Century, the world still had wars and was not a fully peaceful society, but it was a beautiful world before the rise of McDonald's. Steve Estabrook helped power McDonald's rise into becoming a global power. In 2010, McDonald's purchased Krispy Kreme and Panera Bread, and in 2012 they purchased Dairy Queen in an apparent effort to begin controlling a larger number of American people before pushing their control globally. In 2021, McDonald's acquired all assets of Nestle, and in 2022 they purchased Aquafina in order to control daily global consumptions like water. In the spring of 2027, McDonald's made the bold decision of acquiring a company outside of the food industry, and later that year, McDonald's acquired Netflix. Around the turning point of the decade, McDonald's was already the largest public company in the world with an estimated value of $813 billion. During 2031, the United States of America gave McDonald's and then CEO Steve Estabrook the opportunity to join the CIA. This was a decision the US government would soon regret giving. In July of 2033, McDonald's launched its first satellite, which was given the name McC1CB. The launch was successful, and only a few months later they launched another satellite, but this time the details of the launch were not revealed to the public. For the most part, the public was not bothered by the information of the launch not being revealed, but some became worried and concerned. Shortly after the launch, conspiracies began suggesting that the satellite was not a regular satellite, but that of a spy satellite surveying the entire world. No official statement was made regarding the details of the launch, and because of that, protests began outside the McDonald's HQ in Chicago, Illinois. The protests continued for weeks, and on September 29, 2033, the CEO of McDonald's was assassinated. The CEO's son, John Estabrook, became the heir of the company almost instantly after his father died. After John Estabrook took control of the company, McDonald's began investing in many fields of space exploration and interplanetary space travel. The company specifically invested its resources into asteroid mining technology and the technology able to send manned missions to Mars. The goal McDonald's set for themselves was, in the time between 2034 and 2036, they were hoping to be able to land a device on the asteroid named 16 Psyche, aka the most valuable object in our solar system. The value was estimated at $10 quintillion. Even though asteroid mining was the main goal, McDonald's hoped to have a manned Mars mission sent out by late 2035 or early 2036. By the year 2037, McDonald's succeeded in completing both of the goals it set out to accomplish, not only becoming the first company to pass the $1 trillion mark and being valued at $780 trillion, but also, at the time, becoming the first company to set foot on a celestial body since NASA set foot on the moon. By the year 2050, McDonald's virtually controlled the world because of its global power. Around 2053, it was estimated that roughly 3.5 million people inhabited Mars, with hundreds of towns and cities placed all across the surface. Since McDonald's was able to establish a profitable small world on Mars, they wanted to continue their investment in space travel, but this time they invested in FTL technology for another massive achievement in space travel. Their mission was, by 2058, to be able to reach the far corners of our home galaxy and send a voyage to Alpha Centauri. The voyage took only 1.5 years due to the use of FTL technology, whereas it would have taken roughly 100 years with the standard spacecrafts at the time. Due to McDonald's investing heavily in many fields of technology, they were able to create near-human AI while waiting for the completion of the FTL tech. Virtually everyone was fine with the creation of the AI because technology was evolving at an extremely fast speed every year. Nearly the entire world had access to the internet, and every home had at least 7 smart devices. Only 0.9% of the population did not have internet access. What people did not realize was the creation of the super AI was the key creation to push towards the beginning of the Shadow Century. The voyage to Alpha Centauri was successfully completed during 2058, and McDonald's placed a few bases on the worlds of Alpha Centauri, but were unable to fully establish settlements on the surfaces because they were not fully inhabitable. Around 2060, John Estabrook promoted his son Charlie Estabrook to be the leader of McDonald's. Charlie had a fascination for the sun and the moons of Jupiter. McDonald's goal for the next decade was to build a Dyson sphere around the sun to harness the full potential energy of the sun and explore and study the moons of Jupiter. During 2061, the building of the Dyson sphere began and would not be completed till 2067. When the building of the Dyson sphere commenced, a voyage plotted course for one of Jupiter's least discussed moons, Ganymede. Upon arrival to Ganymede and the establishment of a few research stations, the answer to the age-old question, is there alien life out there, was revealed. Yes, there is. The scientists and researchers stumbled upon a group of members from what was believed to be a mythological group of deities called the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki that the scientists and researchers ran into were once part of a larger group that was killed by an asteroid that hit Ganymede only a few years before the voyage to the moon. The Anunnaki nearly went extinct with only 18 members surviving. The Anunnaki had bases built on and under the surface of Ganymede with technology that was far more advanced than nearly every technology we had at the time. The Anunnaki were fluent in nearly all languages on Earth, but most specifically English and Arabic. They were able to hold conversations with the researchers and discuss the deep history of their Earth-like moon. They also stated that they were the ones that built the pyramids and the ancient technology found in Egypt and the surrounding areas. On May 1st, 2065, the United Nations recognized Ganymede as a country, and it became the 194th country to be a part of the United Nations. After the discovery of the Anunnaki helped with the construction of the Dyson sphere, and by 2072, Earth ran completely off renewable energy, the main source being solar, and the second source being nuclear fusion. By 2080, the world population reached 10.8 billion people, and McDonald's had a military that had 320 million active servicemen and 110 million reserved. By 2086, the Anunnaki added many of its men and resources to McDonald's military. The world felt ecstatic knowing we finally had extraterrestrial neighbors, but what they did not realize was that those neighbors would lead to the people of the world losing the society they once loved. On July 13th, 2099, McDonald's recognized a one-world government and established the world under a totalitarian dictatorship. This decision led to a World War III, and that war lasted a century. The war led to the death of roughly 8.7 billion people. Humanity reached the closest extinction event since the Lake Toba explosion 70,000 years ago. There was a global winter that lasted 30 years, and it is unbelievable that the world was able to recover. As of this recording in 2205, McDonald's still controls the majority of the world, but there are large groups of resistance fighters and citizen militias ready to take down McDonald's. My name is Ezra, and we, the citizens, will return the world to the beautiful society it once was.